And the numbers are rolling. Tis a beautiful day here on this May 19th of 2024 in Shelbina, Missouri. It's a sunny, beautiful day out there. The temperatures are in the lower 80s. And we're going to go here today. Some notes from May 16th of 2024, which was a Thursday. And what it all adds up to, or ends up rounding up to, is doing the right thing for the wrong reasons, or the wrong thing for the right reasons. Now then, pardon me, I have this all written down, so I could have gone over it 10 times and rehearsed it and made sure that everything was picture perfect before. But I didn't, so I will be reading off my paper, my paper. Now then, it begins in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 2. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits. This says all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 2 reads, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. So every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. This would definitely shew that the judgment of mankind is off. And where would that judgment come from? The heart, from which stem feelings, opinions. Jeremiah 17:9. Go read it. Jeremiah 17:10 reads, I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Now then, the second part of Proverbs chapter 16 verse 2 reads, quote, but the Lord weigheth the spirits, unquote. It's lowercase s in spirits, the spirit which is in a man causing him to live and breathe, not the spirit, capital S, of the Lord God Almighty. The second part of Proverbs 21 verse 2 reads, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. These verses in Proverbs read all and every. They mean all and every. So there is the good that man doeth, and the bad. In every and all, good and bad, the Lord weigheth the spirits, the Lord pondereth the hearts. From the spirits, quote unquote, from the hearts, quote unquote, would come motives, intentions, quote, follow your heart, unquote, ha ha. So if a man may do that which is good in the sight of the Lord, is it necessarily good? It may produce good results, but what are your motives? What are your intentions? That is what God will judge. A man may do what is evil / bad in the sight of the Lord, but with good intentions. Does that make it good? Does that make them, the intentions, the motives, does it make them good? Well, evil is evil, bad is bad. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 15 reads, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 13 reads, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked, So between these two verses in Ecclesiastes, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and no man can make it straight, which God hath made crooked. So can a person do the wrong thing for the right reasons and it be good? No. Can a person do the right things for the wrong reasons and it be good? Possibly it will produce good results, but one will answer to God for the intense motivations of the heart. This will not be good. For the saved convert, the child of God, this will lead to conviction, chastisement. While this will not feel good, enduring the chastisement, what one may have to go through, it is for the good of the child of God. It is for our own good, for correction, for leading, for guidance. Paul, the apostle to the Gentiles, in Acts chapter 20, verse 16, was determined to be in Jerusalem the day of Pentecost, which was a yearly feast, not a one-time event in an upper room. Read Acts chapter 20, verses 16 through 38 for yourself. Do a little study. In Acts 21, verse 4, after they had sailed unto Syria and landed at Tyre, disciples that were found said to Paul, through the Spirit, capital S, the Spirit, that he should not go up to Jerusalem. In Acts chapter 21, verses 11 through 12, in the house of Philip the evangelist, Paul was besought once again not to go to Jerusalem. But as in verse 13, Paul was determined within himself. One may read on through Acts 21 at least to see the results of Paul's own decision, his own decision. He was determined within himself. If it were the Lord's will for Paul to have done this, then why in Acts 21 verse 4 would disciples with whom they had tarried 7 days had told him through the capital S Spirit, which would be the Lord, not to? Why would they have told him not to? This is the capital S Spirit, through the Spirit, and the Lord is that Spirit that he was told not to. Paul was determined in his own self to do so. Were his intentions wrong? But for the pride, I'd say no. However, with it all being based in pride, this is not good. His determination. Had the Lord another way? Evidently. Had the Lord another time? I guess we'll never know. While the Lord brought good from this, see all that Paul suffered. God still used Paul as God still used David. Does that mean Paul's actions were right? Look at what he suffered. The doctrines for today the Lord gave through Paul are right. No question. Paul had brought his suffering, in this case anyway, upon himself by not taking heed from the Lord. Sound familiar? Oh, brethren, how many times and how many things have we suffered because we did not maybe seek the Lord concerning something, or we were so determined in our own minds to go our own way, do it our own way, and follow our own path, even with the best of intentions, whether it been something very good or something bad. Doesn't it sound familiar? There are lessons to be learned. Doing the right things for the right reasons is important. The state of the heart, motivations, intentions, that will God judge. Paul is still the example to the children of God this day. One can often learn what not to do by seeing what hath been done. I had a great aunt, my mother's aunts, who had 3 older sisters. She had once said that she had learned what not to do by watching what the older ones, the 3 before her, had done, so it was to her benefit. I would that I were more that way myself, to be able to look at and see the bad examples and not follow them. That hasn't been the case. But once again, back to doing the right things for the right reasons, and not doing the wrong things for the right reasons even could be. It is very important. Very important. And how do we know what are the right reasons, the right motivations, the right things to do? Well, we have this here book that was written a little bit ago and has stood the test of time for over 400 years. Could be some knowledge in that. A little bit of true wisdom rather than worldly wisdom. With that, I will sign off for today. Blessings to you all, saved and lost. And once again, if you be lost, may your blessing be that you will be broken and that you will come to the Lord before it is too late. That if the world was to go on another 100 years, there doth come a time within a person that they have passed a point of no return, and it's too late. Now, if the catching up should happen tomorrow or soon, God doesn't live within our time, then it's pretty much going to be too late. I don't know of a person out here that has the integrity or the intestinal fortitude to be able to stand up through the time of Jacob's trouble, even just a part of it, and actually come to the Lord truly and endure what will be endured in those days. Most of you go crazy if they cut your internet or take your cell phone away. It's coming. It's coming. Won't be good. And I doubt that they'll take the cell phone and internet, because what better ways to keep track of people, and what better ways to keep track of them in service to the son of perdition? It's a matter of control. Rather than rattling on for another 15 minutes or hour, I will bring this to a close. Thank you for listening, if you do. If you don't, thank you anyway. My name is Alexander. Your loss. Bye for now.